give me about 30 seconds. I appreciate everybody who was in the chat prior to the live, as I really like the innovation of putting it together before the live actually starts so we can have a few moments to chat together. So I greatly appreciate everybody who's here. Make sure to hit that like button if you're tuning in after the live, as this is going to be a very exciting live, because if this plays out, this is going to be nothing short of a spectacular reversal. And it's the areas that it happened. We'll go into this in detail, exactly what we're looking at here. Just give me less than 15 seconds here, literally less than 15 seconds. I'll have everybody up on my phone, because once it goes live, I need to wait just a second for it to properly show me everything, and then we can get going here. So I greatly appreciate everybody. This is an exciting day though, because it came down to our double bottom support, so we don't have to guess anymore. And like I always say, when you're on top of the technical analysis, it's pretty remarkable when we can call it a week, 2 weeks in advance, make the chart up like we interpretate, and then it comes right down. What did we talk? Wow. 35 people here already, 25 likes. Make sure to hit that like button. I greatly appreciate that, everybody. Let's see. Miss Vicky, welcome in. Diaz, welcome in. John Hall, good evening, my brother. You're welcome, Miss Vicky. I trust you, and you're in here all the time, and I need the more people I get watching. Now that we went over 17,000, I have a little system of when I add a mod. I found it appropriate that you should be the mod. Cobb, welcome in. Hello. Russell, bullish divergence looking solid. FOMC tomorrow, or FOMC meeting tomorrow, or FOMC meeting. Interested to see how that plays out in the wider market. I'm predicting a 25 basis point rate hike. I think we're going to get a 25 basis point rate hike tomorrow, and I think that is baked in right now to the market. We already had the correction, so if it's only 25, I think risk on and crypto can cook here a little bit. David Nitzka, welcome in. Wow, there's so many people here already. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I don't even know what to say. Eddie Lance, welcome in. Sana, welcome in. John Crothers, my main man from Maine, welcome in. We'll go over what's happening in just a minute. One of my earliest mods in the house. Lee Tennant, welcome in. Tony, yours truly, welcome. And I do say hi to everybody, so we'll get through this in just a sec. Harvey Boy, welcome. Noah Gainer was timed up. Thank you, Miss Vicky. Kyle Kupiak here with the main man from Michigan. Welcome in, Kyle. Prosperity Fund, what happened to 65 cents? What do you mean? What do you mean? You obviously haven't been paying attention, my friend. We'll go over it. 65 cents is the and or. What have I been saying? The horizontal support at 6.7. We'll go over this in a sec. Lee, welcome in. 0.5% hike. Wow. Yo, welcome. 6, good evening. Trading with J-Rye, welcome in. The Gap Man, welcome. Win 65. It may never happen 65. That's the bottom of this target if we break below here, because 65 cents short on the pattern. But what's going on here, and I'll state it for everybody who's new, 67.3 cents was our horizontal support. So basically what happened, and I've said a million times, this is where I want the bull flag to play out from. It's our best opportunity to have a parabolic spike. You can even go to 65 cents. You can even go to 65 cents and it would still play out the same way, and you can get this move out of this formation. If it breaks out up here, you'd get a slightly higher push up. But what I was targeting was 673 with the option that it could come down to 65 cents if it came through and it wouldn't hurt anything. But as I've stated since before the move, I'm more comfortable with it hitting 673 because you had a swing high. Ready? A swing high of 937, a swing low of 673. Then we ran back up to 85. Then we came back down to form a double bottom. I wanted the double bottom on the 673. The beautiful thing of this is we created a Gartley here, it looks like, which is a bullish reversal here, and it should continue on if we can force out of here. We need to get a perfect push out. Yes, 6. I got the 100 XRP, and you said to do an 8X long at the best time that I could find. I did an 8X long at 0.6964. FYI, and I can't be liquidated until under 61. It's like 616 or something, right around there. So I'm not selling it until it makes the move. As you told me to do that, And I'm doing that. Well, 6 sent it and said do an 8X long when you can find it now that we're consolidating. He told me to find the best price during this consolidation. He sent it yesterday. So I did exactly what he said. If I did a thank you, well, 6, I was going to say thank you. You preempted me on this live. I don't like to do just a thank you on a broad update because you might not see it. I did send you a thank you through email, though, last night. So, but yeah. Oh, if I did, a thank you would be oh, do you mean like if I did hit something, a thank you would be appreciated? Is that what, if that's what you're talking about, that's completely transparent. I would love to pay it forward if something did happen. But yeah, no, I'm trying to put it to use like you said. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Let's see. So let's finish this real quick. But if you did get them from the email you sent me with the address from Femex, yep, I got it from the email. I would talk to you. I would talk to you if I was going to send you something. Believe me. Believe me. But let's not focus on that, my friend. You donated them. I did what you said and let it play out. Don't worry about what you're going to get in return. That always ruins everything. You shouldn't have any expectation. You should just let it play. You should let it play. I'll show you the Prosperity Fund, the bigger super chart. So, let's see. What was my biggest super chat? Like individual super chat. Somebody, when I was first starting out, they felt like I wasn't getting enough support because I was doing a lot of work. They sent me like I want to say it was like $175 or $200 all at once on a super chat. Bro, chill out, 6. Seriously. If you want me to keep talking about it, don't act like there's conditions if you're going to send me something. I'm just saying. Just let this play out. I'm not going to show you my portfolio. If you don't trust me, well, then that's too damn bad. Wow. Thank you. I'll send you it off the air, maybe. Prosperity, thank you so much for the $100. Wow. I don't generally get $100 donations, I'll be honest. There's been a few, but not many of that size. But 6, we got to keep our portfolio stuff in sync. You know, we don't want people to know what's going on the last side, on the outside. So we try to keep it on the down low, my friend. Cobb, exactly, Prosperity. What a great, that's unbelievable. Miss Vicky, thank you so much. Like, everybody is, wow. That's a fire donation. I really appreciate that. But Prosperity Fund, positivity over negativity, exactly. You see, I'm trying to, gotta stay positive, emotionless. You're welcome, 6. And thank you. So this is what's happening. So Prosperity Fund, the 65 cents was only going to happen if we lost this horizontal support. For the record, I've stated since the beginning our biggest bounce would come off the 673. Even if we come down, Lee, you've got a lot of love, Tom. I do appreciate that. I can see the growing love too. It's actually quite unbelievable. Anybody want to bet that Tom goes over 100? No, I don't think I'm going to go over 100,000 subs. And no. My goal was 17,500 by the end of the year, and I acknowledge we're probably going to get past that. But, you know, it's going to play out the way it does. I don't really worry about the semantics of it all. I just do what I do. So if we get there, we get there. But right now, I believe it's trial and tribulation. That's why I had to go through what I went through. You know, the truth takes longer to get put out there. But as I promised in 2021, anybody who stuck around would be in a much better place because of the strategies we invoked. And I don't charge for anything, so we can all follow this day by day, just coming into the live. Thank you, Russell. I appreciate that. Michael, we are certainly creating a new earth. And thank you for joining Tom's Army this month for the first month. That's unbelievable of you. Prosperity, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I don't even know what to say about that donation. But you know what I can do? I can heart it. There. So anyhow, what's happening here now, so that we can get back on track. I like to talk to everybody, but let's get back on track here. We've come down to the 673 horizontal. Bye, Mimi. Bye. Have a good one. Drive safe. I will. But coming down to the horizontal support, right down here at 673, and that's the double bottom support. So anybody just joining in, Christopher, welcome, and I appreciate that. Appreciate you being new and sticking around and enjoying the content. It seems like, wow, 98 people. No wonder it's moving so quickly. Make sure to hit that like button, as it will greatly help push us through the analytics and get more and more people in here. So real quickly, we'll break this down for everybody just tuning in, and then we're going to go into this a little bit deeper. So XRP had its nice break up. We had a swing high of 937. Then we came down to a swing low of 673. So that's why I said the first target we're going to form is to try to get this horizontal support for the bull flag. That's where we want it. This was our rejection area, so we kind of created the fan, as we talked about, to get down there. If anybody's new, that's kind of like the fan setup that you can get, that people try to charge you. So anyhow, then we come down to the 673 support, come back up to 85 cents, create a double bottom at 673. But what did we do on that bull flag horizontal support? And we don't technically need this. That's the overextension, but I was putting it in there. Actually, I do like it in there, because that's where you can come on to, and this pattern would still not be in jeopardy. You can come down to 65 cents, and I keep drawing it in there on the lives and then taking it off, but you can come down there with no problem and still bounce out the same way. You could still have a parabolic spike out of here. So what we did, though, in the process is formed what looks like a bullish Gartley. So by rule of bullish Gartley, so look it, in the pattern itself, the small part's a bullish Gartley, but look what also formed. If we just step away, everybody, if we just step away for just a second, we also formed a massive, if we pull up, and the short term predicts longer term, vice versa. But now that we're forming like what looks like these W's that continuously form, and I'll show you the volume that's also compelling on why I've continued to say I feel like we're more bullish here still. I really do. So boom, boom, boom. Imagine if this bounces out and plays true. That is a gigantic fucking W that could form there. I mean, let's be honest. That is a fantastically big W that could form here. And the shorter time frames are forming it. That's why the bull, that's why the bull flag is very important. You got to break outside of this. And if it does something like that, you're looking at a 70% move out of there. That's the honest to God truth. You're looking at a huge move out of there if you break out. And you see how we've got this W reversal in the short time frame. That doesn't mean anything yet, but the fact that we moved out over the 2-hour time frame, first objective met on this small bull flag. Next objective is now why I put the fan in here, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, the beauty of this is, everybody, Dan, please don't compare me to Blockchain Backer, not because I don't like him, but because in 2021 he got everybody wrecked by being overly bullish into 2021, early 2022. I don't appreciate that side of things, to be honest with you. So I personally, I just let my technical analysis speak. I don't like to be compared, but he got so many people wrecked. You know, I did a very good job at getting people out and liquidated at $1.66 for anybody who's new in 2021, after getting everybody to buy at 47 cents, pushing the real narrative, telling everybody not to sell after we had little bounces up. We even had 60, 70% moves, and I'm saying don't sell yet. We 1x, don't sell. But then we got rejected at $1.90. At $1.66, we got a triple top roughly. Or at $1.69, I told everybody at $1.66, it's over. We had to sell. And I think Blockchain Backer, for the record, does fantastic charting. Like, I personally like the news. I like the charting. It's just, he'll get you in a good spot, but you got to have the right mindset and not lead anybody who's not understanding. So even if you're showing a chart that looks overly bearish, if you're preaching that it could be bullish, you know, it could get people wrecked. Like, just for example, there's 112 people in here right now. If I'm seemingly being overly bearish, people are going to overlook the fact that we're on a bull flag. Even though we're in a bear market rally right now, I'm keeping you in perspective. You know, you got to be on the right side. So anyhow, we sold out at $1.66. We didn't buy back, and I got a lot of heat for this for a long time. We didn't buy back until late 2022, early 2023. So, no, this is transparency, Tony. so everybody who's new can hear what we did as a community. So then we bought back at a 346 average. 346 average. Yeah, Dan, I understand. Yep. No, that's why I wanted to acknowledge the charting, because the charting is good. The charting is good. So now we have a 346 average, but we took the profits. It was about 12,000 between XRP and all of our cryptos in 2021. Knowing we were going to go into a bear market, we bought over $10,000 in precious metals. When it went down to 1,600 in gold, and then silver down to 16 bucks, we basically bought mostly silver, a few ounces of gold. But we put the profits into precious metals, as that's my system. We're building our own central bank here in this community. If you're following my advice, you build your own central bank, but you have to put profits into precious metals. You do have to keep some currency, which is the US dollar, your native fiat. Gold, silver, precious metals is money. Crypto is money, because DGB, ZIL, HBAR, Casper, for the exact same amount of money that we sold, for less than $5,000, we bought all of them back. Equal weight in XRP, XLM, XDC, tokens owned. And it just, it's something that we have to build now. So now that we know the backstory, so everybody's caught up who's new, and I find it important to have to do this, because I can't just assume everybody's seen me from the beginning. And after the live, it's getting 1,500 to 2,000 views, so there could be new people. So here's what my logic is, though. If it goes below 346, my average, every 20% below I buy. Wow, chat is moving fast. Yeah, no, Dan, don't make him dead to you, though. Don't make him dead. Don't unacknowledge his, still use the technical analysis, but remember to form your own emotional response. That's all I'm saying. David Reeve, welcome in from the UK. Phil DeMario, I'm sitting in the back of class. Welcome in. I know it feels like a big class now. Prosperity Fund, holding cash, ready to deploy when it goes lower than 67 or 58 again, or straight up. You could. I can't buy, like I said. I've done a beautiful thing, and now everybody's like, well, what if you can't buy more XRP solid? I've already got more than I had in the bull run of 2021, and I've got everything I need with other individual tokens. Right now on FOMO Fridays, we're building up Casper. $50 a week. We're at 2,500 tokens right now. We already filled up our HBAR at 10,058 over 9 weeks, $500. So now after, we'll be focusing on algo. So if XRP doesn't go down below 346, I don't need to add more. It needs 20% below 346, or I take my $50 purchasing per week and buy it in my next in line. Some of them are already done. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So, and then I try to be transparent with everybody. So if you're tuning in, make sure to hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. If you like my work, I don't do paid advertising, paid promotions, paid sponsorships of any kind. You can send a YouTube super chat and or join Tom's Army. But we already had a fantastic donation today, $100 by Prosperity Fund. So it's just epic. So please just hit that like button. So now we've held the 200-day support. Remember, I told you the most likely spot would be to hold this, prove that the short-term time frame is still bullish. We are not out of the woods yet. In the first two candles, we are. But now we need to come up, and next test would be to break the 732, get on top of this, and push out here. If we go like this, there's a chance we could keep bouncing around. We don't want to necessarily do that. We don't want to retouch this support anymore at all. We don't want to do that. In fact, what we want to do if we were to come back down, we'd want to create a small time frame inverted head and shoulders. And the up here is the left arm, but in the short time, you can do that by doing something like that and bouncing out. Then you create the arm, and then you could come out. So just remember that there's a chance we could do that, but we're bouncing out right now, so I don't want that to happen. Wow, a new member of Tom's Army. Jantra, welcome in. Even though it's not your first month, because you've got the emoji badge that proves you've been a member for well over a year. Thank you for re-upping the Tom's Army. I greatly appreciate that. You've made my night. So that's what we're looking at. We created that. Yes, it looks like now we're not so stupid. But remember when we created that horizontal support on this bull flag? It looks stupid, remember? XRP was still trading up here. And we said we want this to crack. That would have put us up to about 110. But we would have had no added liquidity. So now that we've had this play out, look what's happening here now. This is a bona fide attempt here that we could possibly break out. We could possibly have a breakout attempt here in the near future. First step was to get back on top of the 20-day. Now we've got to get back on top of these moving averages. In the weekly, we look phenomenal because we've had our first golden cross since 2020, November of 2020. And I like to show everybody so you can go back on your own dime. On your own time. Billy, Tom, could you do a live for DGB? I bought in and I'm curious. I'll go to DGB in this live for you, my friend. We'll look at DGB. Wow, thank you for the $19.99 donation, Billy Zurich. I greatly appreciate that. Wow, you guys are very generous. Very generous. So this is where if you go back in the pattern in the weekly, last bullish cross we had, that's the monthly, let's go into the weekly. Last bullish cross we had was right here, and that's the 20-day coming back through the 200-day moving average, the 50, 100, or the 20, 50, 100, 200 is what I use of the exponential moving averages. And now we came through here November of 2020, I believe that was, no, sorry, November of 2021. That was the last time we came through there, so it took 2 years to have another golden cross here, and we finally had it right here. It first came through right about July 10th, somewhere between the 10th and 17th, and now we're pushing through. The only thing we were questioning is if we came through 673, first 65 cents, but some could argue you could be forming like an inverted right shoulder here if you came down, but it's not necessarily necessary, but you could technically do it by coming down into this area, which is at 55 cents. That's why some will point to 55 cents, which happens to be the pattern breakout level. FYI, I don't want that. I want to use the formation we're at right now. And now if you look at the daily time frame, another thing supporting that, if we do have a reversal here, this could be very strong. Jantra, no problem, my friend. No problem. When will XRP go up? Nobody can tell. Nobody can tell you for sure. All we can do is put the chart out there, and we have to see if it bounces one way or the other. There's still no guarantee that XRP breaks out of this in a bullish fashion. It's just looking better and better as the technicals are starting to come in more and more clearly. As we look at this, in the daily, we had 202.9 million on the buy-in volume in the daily candle. Then we came here, we had 172. Now on the way down, 27.5, 21.46. No, I don't think Elon has anything to do with XRP. I think if you're looking for something with Elon, hold Doge. I have, and this is what I always forget, I sent them to Julie because she owned them, the Doge tokens, the Dogecoin. She had it before the massive run up. She had it at like 0.000, all those zeros, $50 or whatever, and it turned into over 1,000. We sold it and then rebought it back in, sold it at like, I don't even know, 40 cents somewhere. Oh, 70 something cents, my bad. 70 something cents. We did. Oh yeah, when we sold it during the Saturday Night Live debacle is when we sold it, and then I bought it back for at 6.5. I bought 10,000 or 12,000 tokens at 6.5 for Julie. Or isn't it? Or how many? 10,500. Yeah, 10,500 tokens she has right now because she loves Doge. So I keep forgetting to tell you guys, I have Doge as well, but it's under Julie's portfolio because I have to send it to her. That's her baby. So I won't buy it. I just keep sending it to her when I buy more when it was reversing. But she now has more tokens than when she started. FYI. Let's see. Well, maybe not more tokens, but she has more dollar value. Or, well, actually, it's definitely about the same. But anyhow, so that volume, let's continue here. The 27 202.9 million in the daily, 172 million. Then on the way down, we have 27.5, 21.46, 37. On this daily, we've only got 28 minutes. It's another decrease in volume. This reeks of a bullish reversal here. I'm telling you, if I'm a betting man, this is going to close like this. And if our best hope is this closes in the inverted head and shoulders formation. So down, down. This candle closes somewhere in here. The bottom of it will start, and then it'll be pushing up as we go up. So we want something like that. So boom, boom, and then something like that. Something like that would be spectacular, and you could kind of see an inverted head and shoulders in these daily candles. Prosperity Fund, Tom, greater than blockchain backer, short video, straight to the point, accurate. I like your sentiment. I'll let the audience speak for that. See, I've learned you don't You take on issues, not individuals. If you take on individuals, you're not getting the greater message. If you take on the actual idea, or you actually push something, that's the greater, that's how you expand. You don't worry about the individual, you worry on the greater good. That's what I messed up in 2021. That's why we moved so far in positivity. That's why we do it emotionless here. 125 people, 96 likes. Make sure to hit that like button. This is crazy. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, my thoughts on the FOMC meeting tomorrow is it's going to be, it'll be more dovish, but it's going to be, I predict 25 basis points. I don't see any way around it. I think it's a mistake. You're going to see a lot more banks collapsing starting tonight and tomorrow. But I think at 25 basis, yes, it's very good on Julie too, that I'm not so raw. One rough recon, you're good. We still got time, my friend. We haven't even talked about anything other than the XRP chart yet, so we got time. Dan, what I love about Tom is he's a straight shooter, no shilling straight. Yep, no, I'm not here to shill. You know, we're running out of time here. I'm almost 40. I'll be 40 in December, and my plan has been put in place since 2019. I may not have started on YouTube until March of 2021, but I started this plan through precious metals in 2019, and I expanded it from commodity stocks and trading the stock market. Now I still have my commodity stock, but I switched from trading the stock market into crypto in 2021 because of XRP and the ISO tokens as well, and the Internet of Things tokens. But XRP is my first love, and it will be treated as such, and that's why I'm the XRP future millionaire, even though it comes from just more than XRP. Lowest price to buy back in on XRP is impossible to say. Impossible. It's impossible. Right now, the lowest buy-in is that double bottom at 673 if it doesn't form below. Or 65 possibly, but it's impossible. For me, the only objective I have for the lowest that we can buy in is if it gets below 376 or 346, because that's where I bought. That's where I own my tokens, and 20% below that, I will buy more. And then I'll buy more if it goes 20% below, and you'll see as you do that in increments and increase the increments, my 346 average, if it goes down to 12 cents, will end up being like 17 cents. Because you buy it in increments, and then you end up becoming the manipulator within the market. It's something I learn and I'm trying to teach every day, and you're starting to see it more and more. But the follow-through doesn't come until sometime in 2025 for the most part. And the ultimate kick-out, payout, whatever you want to call it, is when the last bank, institutional, can avoid using the ISO framework, the HTML flip. That'll be when the true run comes. Not financial, but just maybe everyone on here should take a chance. Open along on the XRP. Yeah, but we don't promote. I don't like the futures trade. I just did that for you, Prosperity Fund. But that could also teach, if this breaks down, it could cost people their XRP. It could break people. Break you up before I algo? Oh, I will. But you know, we have to go to a strategy, and my strategy doesn't call for it. That you don't need to leverage trade. Billy, thank you so much for that. Christopher, do you at some point they're going to be hit the switch? And you know, I don't put too much stock into the flip of the switch. I think that's a good way to get our emotions out of whack. Just like XRP going to 25,000 overnight is just absurd. It's a $5 quadrillion market cap, and I know, save that you don't have, if you don't know what's going on, the market cap doesn't matter. We're at a 1.137 trillion. Wake me up when we hit 100 trillion, and then we can have that discussion that it doesn't matter. But we're talking about 5 quadrillion at 25,000. Just put that in perspective. So do I put any stock into the flip the switch? I don't know. Wow, Tony, yours truly. Czar, $14. I'm gonna have to look this one up. This is a new one. I've got a lot of different currencies, but I don't know what that is. Hold on. South African Rand. Thank you very much. 80 cents on the dollar. Wow, is that going up some for South African Rand? You guys are, wow. If you would have sent that donation, For put it in perspective, if you'd have sent that donation on July 11th, it was at 0.052, so it would have been worth 52 cents on the dollar. Because he waited to send the donation today, it was worth 80 cents on the dollar. Thank you so much for that $14, and I recognize it as a $14 donation because that's $14 from his country. So that was a $14 donation in South African Rand. Thank you so much for that. That is incredible. I've never got a donation in that currency. It makes me happy. It says exciting times indeed. Christopher, 48,000 XRP bought at 36 and 41. Wow. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. That means it puts you somewhere at about 38.5 cents. That is spectacular. Jeff L, welcome in from Michigan, as I'm from the great state of Michigan as well. Around the Clawson area, if you know where that's at. Where's the old black baseball cap? We missed it in Michigan. Somebody took it out of my house and I can't find it. I can't find my old Michigan hat. My Big Ten championship. The championship symbol fell off first, so our mom sewed it back on. Then the actual Michigan thing on the front actually came off. I kid you not even a year after I got it. And that, I'm not even joking. And that cost $45.99 for that hat. My brother got me it this year. I got his last year when we won the Big Ten championship. So, honestly, I have no hats really. I have my Clawson hats, but, you know, I like pushing the message right now. But I do miss my old caps. I'm so irritated about my Florida hat. And also the Texas hat, if you remember it. Somehow it disappeared. Oh, I thought you're... Well, Joe Sampson, I thought that was a reference to when I'm going to buy algo. It says Yeshua. Yeshua. The hat says Yeshua. John Sampson, thanks for the $9.99 donation. It certainly went over my head, that is for sure. Prosperity Fund down there in Florida. I miss it. I miss my hat. I bought my hat when I was in Florida. And I miss it. Anybody who remembers it, if somebody could send me that hat again. Oh, man. strutregalia@gmail.com. If you are somebody I trust and you want to send me a hat that you want me to wear. If you send me a hat, that's my email. If you send me a hat, I'll wear it on air. It'll become my new best friend. When people send me something, it's like my new best friend. It's been a while since I got something, but I've had people send me crazy stuff. Things you can't even imagine. So right now, XRP, we're looking. I'm trying to kill time for 20 minutes is the bottom line. If you guys hang out with me for 20 more minutes, I know it's been 33 minutes, but we need to get to 8 o'clock to see where this candle closed. Yes, Noah, you are not in timeout. I don't even know what you said, to be honest with you. The mod took care of it, so we have to respect the mod. It could have been an accident. It could have been an accident. It could have been an accident. Thanks, Prosperity Fund. Yes, XLM, we'll go to that as well. But first, let me go to DGB, but XRP's up over 71 cents now. But wasn't that a spectacular call by us? Isn't that a great call that we had at the double bottom at 67.3? That's what we talked about. Thanks, Noah. We talked about the double bottom. We could have went to 65 cents, but we didn't want to. We didn't want to. We wanted the double bottom to form on the swing low at 673 and form the horizontal support. That puts a beautiful spin. But now, pay attention. I keep showing this time frame. What is that in the daily, folks? Nothing has happened yet. This is a nothing burger right now. Or the 4 hourly. This is a nothing burger so far. We need to get back over 717. A close over 717 would be spectacular. I don't think it's going to happen. But we need to get over 717. And that's why I keep saying ultimately get over and hold the 733 would be nice. But over 717, we break back above this and we can recross this 4 hour bearish cross. Remember though, in the weekly, we still have the golden cross. And it's going to be coming up nicely. Very nicely. And look, prototypical retracement volume. Weekly on the push up, 518 million. First level of consolidation, 312. In the last 2 days, we've only got 62 million on the last part, or the last 3 days. No, 2 days now. We've only had, 26 or 31.6 million in volume per day. It came way down on the consolidation, which means this candle Should open. So you guys are going to see this candle's going to open somewhere. We'll see. It would make a hell of a statement if it moved up a little more, but we're okay right now. This is what we wanted. Wake me up before you go, Algo. Oh, wake me up before you go. Well, I can't even make reference now because I already made myself look like an idiot. Pac W check bank. Yeah, I know Pac W is being liquid. It got bought out by a bank in California from what I understand as of right now. Where you suggest us rebuy again? If you haven't bought in and you're looking for the pump, you look for confirmation on the breakout. You'd be looking for confirmation on the breakout, but this, I'm not a fan of buying after a breakout. For these reasons, you don't know what's going to happen. But everything is speaking to, if we can break out of here, a parabolic spike out of here. We've also had, you know what, let me go to DGB real quick, and then I'll get into some other coverage real quick about the worldwide increase in volume over the last 90 days. It's up over 1,100%. Yeah, Noah, she's, Miss Vicky just became a mod, so I knew she did that on accident. You know, trying to get used to all the buttons. I just made her a mod today as we continue to grow here. As we went over 17,100. Well, 17,000 the night before last we hit. Now today, all of a sudden, we've just been pushing. It's crazy. It's crazy. Well, now I know a lot of people are finding me through TikTok, which is also crazy, as we went over 17,000 today on TikTok. Which I don't do any lives on TikTok. I send them over here because I believe in YouTube. I'm not saying I'll never do one over there, but the daily lives are here. So, we're looking for this move, folks. I mean, I can't stress it enough. So, we'll come back into that after. But it was a spectacular breakdown to our actual target. We had the dead-on target of 673. So, that's the best way to do it. Cobb, you've been pushing my channel on the XRP Discord. I really appreciate that. Wow. Thank you so much. No, it doesn't sound funny, Six. I understand that. Doge is on a nice move, too. It had a... And we're going to DGB, but I just want to show you guys where I had it measured. So we had a... This is where we had to break back through and hold. I mean, we had a very weird pattern form. I never reconsolidated the pattern, but I knew the breakout point had to be in here. And it used it perfectly. So now we're bouncing up. But DGB real quick. You want to stack 1 million DGB, Sean? That would be fantastic. Be a great number of DGB. DGB's my baby. Nobody understands why I'm the future Digibyte OG. It's because DGB is in the Internet of Things, and if you get good with the DGB and the Internet of Things, you'll understand. So DGB has one of two choices here, because you could get a much better buy-in, and so could I. I need to wait for it to come under 0062 after I bought some in Unity yesterday on the live with somebody who was buying for the first time. Rising Phoenix, oh, never mind, I'm behind you. Just answered Yeshua. Yep. Rising Phoenix, absolutely. Remember to give thanks to the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Remember that. Keeps us in that positive tone. Do them on both YouTube and TikTok. I've thought about it, 913 man, but I got to make sure to stay on top here. I might do every now and then on TikTok, but I like to, I'm growing here. You know, and TikTok won't be around forever in the USA. So if we can hold 742, this is the breakout point. And you can see I've got it showing. If we break down, you could very well come to the bottom of the formation. But I really think we're creating an inverted head and shoulder. I'll just keep it circled. This looks like an inverted head and shoulders. Left arm, head, right shoulder on the breakout. This would be too perfect. If this happens, we're coming up to 109 roughly. First target would first be coming up to here. Well, there's targets above 80287, but first big target would be 92. Then you'd come up farther, but that looks like an inverted head and shoulders. Rising Phoenix, amen, high vibrations only. Indeed. I found out, getting a better understanding myself. Now I've been doing intermittent fasting for, I don't know how long now. It's been months. A couple months now. Almost, I don't even know how long, I'll be honest. I don't know how long it's been. It's been over 100 days now. It has to be, or at least close. But I realized somewhere along the way that I couldn't be negative on my channel, because some people, when they come on here, they're having bad days. And so maybe the only positive news or the positive vibe they're going to get is watching about XRP. It's something they love. They love its possibilities. They like the Internet of Things. They like the... I was exercising, but, you know, that's my situation right now. I'm healing. July 4th, I flew off my bike, you know, but I'm healing now. But I've got about a good, probably 6 to 8 weeks before I can get back into the gym. But it allowed me to grow in my channel. I was going too fast. I wasn't focusing on what was in front of me. So, but yeah, it's all helping me. But I realize some people, the only thing that they see here is they love XRP, they love crypto, and they love what we're covering. They love the community. And when I'm negative, it really put them into a terrible tailspin. And God only knows how much harm I did to people by being in that mindset. So I feel if I have that positivity over negativity, the good vibration, we have a welcoming community and we're all helpful and inclusive, and we put God back into the community as well, and our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, we have that kind of vibration. So some people might come in here depressed, but they leave very happy. They leave very comfortable. They find a place that, in a sense, can become a safe space, even though I don't like that word. But it can become a space where you can get real education. We can learn together. We can grow, build our portfolio, and advance. So that's why I switched the way I am. I took a deep, hard look at myself, and I came on during a video and said, I came out and I just said that to everybody. I said, it doesn't look like it now, but give me a few months and you'll start to see the change. And now it's been a good 6-7 months and it's starting to show. But I put it out there. Yeah, 6, that's not a bad strategy. It's not that I don't like the word safe space. I just don't like the word, or the way, the connotation that is associated with safe space. The new age safe space. Because I feel it's important to share our own feelings too, but in a positive way. There's nothing wrong with positive reinforcement. And, you know, having a positive back and forth so we all get on the same page and understand what's going on. I've grown into these lives, loving them more and more. And that's why I've stayed on for longer and longer. I used to only do a 25, 30-minute live. But as you noticed, I've been coming on about 7 o'clock. It gives me an opportunity to stay on for an hour or two. Hour and a half. It gives me an opportunity to talk to everybody after they get off of work. I also had to realize in the USA, on the East Coast, if I'm going on at 2 o'clock, most people are at work. But if I'm going on at 7 o'clock, or today 7:07, you know, it gives more people a chance to maybe, you know, tune in and learn something. Gives everybody a chance to talk. These lives aren't just about the charts. We talk a lot personally. Sean, I miss Twitch more than anybody, believe me. But the problem with Twitch is they gave me 2 long bans for speaking my mind. And then when I went on last time, we had about 40, 50 people in there. And I've only got 500 and something followers on Twitch. I never talk about it, but I haven't posted content on there anymore. But we had a fun time there. But then they decided to ban me out of nowhere. 2-month ban. First one was my own fault because I was, you know, broadcasting the Michigan game, talking about it. But then I came back on and they ended the channel basically. We started talking about things I can't talk on YouTube, but it's just about holistic health basically. I was talking about holistic health and things like that, and they sent me a 2-month ban. Yada, yada, yada. So this is what I'm looking at for DGB. Does this make sense to everybody? DGB was breaking out of a long-term falling channel. And we can prove that because we had, ready? We had a high, lower highs, lower low, lower low, lower low. And then we came up, broke the first tier because we're on like a descending triangle pattern from in here. And it's clear. It's a falling channel, but in the shorter time frames, we had to come break through here first level. That would create the next leg up from the inverted head. Now we come up into here. That looks like a big bull flag forming, and this is a beautiful consolidation. We're looking for a parabolic breakout. If it happens, you're coming up in here. If you break down, get rejected on 742, it's a beautiful thing. We've already got it mapped out. If you break down here, first level would be down here likely. You don't want to get rejected here on the bottom side of this downtrending channel. DGB is looking healthy though, very healthy. And for transparency, I have 62,222 DGB at 0.0062 roughly. It was 0057, 56, 58. But I bought 10,000 more tokens yesterday in Unity with somebody on air. to prove that DGB is still a good buy in this area, especially with the pending inverted head and shoulders that could possibly play out here. I sold DGB after buying for 5 cents in 2021 at over 15 cents. To buy it at 006 whatever, holy hell. And to have 62,222 tokens when I only had 10,000 tokens back then is a big difference. And to have it so much cheaper, I didn't even spend what I bought for 10,000 tokens now on 62,222 tokens, or it's close. No, it's not. It's not even close. So, hopefully this helps for DGB, because this is exactly what's going on with DGB. And, you know, I like to have it all measured out, and people are like, you know what? Some people, I can't say everybody, but I get this comment a lot in the comments, and I like to address it during the live because it's awesome to talk about it. They'll say you leave your chart 50-50. That's technical analysis, baby. If you're not, I'm not here to make a prediction, but what I am here, when I need to, like I said, when it was ready to correct, I wasn't here overly saying, this is going to happen, and I'm telling you, if you say something, you're wrong. But what did I start saying a few days ago? XRP holders, this is a trap. XRP needs liquidity for a parabolic spike if this happens, plus 70%. XRP warning community, shakeout coming. Death cross in 1 hour, take time frame, probable minus 7% drop to 0.673. Before that, we talked about 10% drop. This is 3 days ago now. XRP holders, don't panic. Shakeout coming. XRP 10% drop imminent to 67 cents. Will we form bull flag? That's why I came up with the horizontal support, to create my own wider bull flag. XRP holders, and I'm just telling everybody. So that's what was starting to happen. So I've been talking about it. It's like we're trying to telegraph it here, and with the lives, it makes it a lot easier for me to be transparent. Wow, 136 people is there. Wow. A lot of you have been here since the beginning. John, would you have ever imagined we'd have 136 people in here on the days we had 40? Not too long ago? Like, wow. And not just that, the amount of likes you all give me, we're at 100% basically. One person hit the like button. I am not in an XRP short. I don't make shorts. I don't need to. I am plotting and watching the charts and adding to other positions. During that time when XRP was bearish, Tom, you're a niche again. Welcome from the great state of Michigan. I'm Tom as well, and I'm from Michigan. Small world. So that's what we're looking at for DGB. Now, H-bar, as you know, we bought as a community. We'll touch XDC right after this, Sean, I promise. But I want to show H-bar real quick. H-bar, we bought on FOMO Fridays for 9 weeks as a community, because I wanted to own H-bar, and I said it was the perfect downtrend the last 9 weeks. So we did for 9 weeks. It cost us $500. We did $50 a week until the last week we had to spend like $120. So it was like $520 we spent on H-bar. We got 10,057 tokens as a community and a 0.52 average. What we did was we waited for a perfect time, I did, to be invoking this idea of FOMO Fridays. And we bought, first level was like 5.2, 5.3, bought it all the way down, back up. And I said, this would be the first step where everybody get excited, because they'd be like, oh my God, averaging in works, because we're down, then we're back up. Then we slotted around here, finally finished it off somewhere, I don't even know where it was at last Friday. But we finished it off, and we have a 0.52 average roughly. 10,057 tokens. Well, it took us 10 weeks of buying, and right now, it's slightly over our buying. But if we have our move, the point is we wanted to have H-bar. I wanted it personally, 10,000 tokens. I didn't need a ton, but I'm doing my own thing with the Internet of Things tokens where I need 10,000 tokens. I have 12,222 XDC, 12,222 XLM, 12,222 XRP. They can all be expanded if they go 20% below my buy-in. I have 62,222 DGB. I have 22,200 ZIL and VChain. We have 25,027 Casper on $100 so far on the first FOMO Friday. And we'll be doing $50 a week until we get to 10,000 tokens. But at the same time, we might be starting to do $100 a week on FOMO Fridays here, folks. Just transparency, because we're going to be starting to build our algo bags this week. So $100 a week on FOMO Fridays. Give me like 6 weeks like that. So we can start building up. And then we'll have a direction build because we have to get to 10,000 tokens of algo. It's very important with Algorand. So this is what I'm looking at. And this looks very similar to a lot of other patterns like DGB, like what we're forming broader. So if you can see, we're building a wide bag, folks. That's why we had to sell in 2021. Remember what I said. We can do this all in $5,000 for the most part. And we have so far, but if we start adding, it'll start pushing that 5,000, maybe a little bit more now. So you can become very wealthy on $5,000, but it also takes building a portfolio, selling in a bull market, and buying back in dirt cheap 90 to 95% off in bear market and start building. And that's what we did. And just because XRP is where it at, as you can see, H-bar wasn't too high. It was a perfect spot for us to build 10,000 tokens. On to the next. Now it's Casper. We've got 2,500 trying to get to 10,000. After that, Algo is only at 10 something. On to the next one as long as they're there. But that's why this week we have to take advantage of Algo. If we reject XRP in the 4 hourly, well, I mean, an instant rejection is not necessarily going to bring you right back down there, but you want to get over the 4 hour resistance. We'll get back into XRP before this is over, I promise. But yeah, you want to get over the 4 hour resistance, but you're not going to know that on the first candle, I promise. It's going to take a couple candles. But 8 o'clock is where we're going to get back into the XRP chart. I've been talking long enough about everything. Prosperity Fund, though, excellent question. It's a good question, though, because 67.3 or 65 cents. Because if you break back down, do we think we're going to hit a triple bottom at 673 or will we come to 65 cents? That's why that's out there. That's why I have the wider bull flag, which I actually deleted again during the live like I keep doing. But that's the wider bull flag that can still run you into the 673 breakout point on an uptrend. So this is H-bar, so pay attention to that. And then we did DGB. Let's look at XDC for Sean as we're waiting in 60 seconds. So XDC, I think we're in a broadening wedge, but look what I did here for us, folks. And I talked about this prior to the breakup again. We had this measured up for anybody who's new in the community. XDC, my logic is you have equal weight in XRP, X1, XDC, and token zone, not money put in. So for that reason, I have 12,222 tokens of XDC. At 0.002, I think it's like 7 or 8. We can even say 9, but I know it's lower than that. Excellent buy-ins. And creates this, we had a targeted move out for the breakout of this formation. It was a pretty long formation. The uptrend went way farther back, but the downtrending resistance that formed what could be considered like a symmetrical triangle. In the 1 hourly, you can see all the way back on April 15th. It finally converged and broke out. And the targeted move out of that breakout to the upside was 0.57. And guess what? It hit it perfectly. Or 0.575. Now the consolidation called for a retest. While we distinguished very quickly we were in a broadening wedge, I put on the falling channel so we could see which target we were in. And now you can see we can actually match this up now. Does this... Actually, no, it came up short. So it could have been an overrun. So we're going to find out here very quickly which part of this plays out true. Man, that looks terrible. How did I come through like that? Hold on. I like to be very transparent. So this, if this doesn't look perfect to me, I will stop talking and redo this. So we need to know for the breakup exactly. So like that. So right now it was a fake out. So if it is not a broadening wedge, so we had one hit of resistance, support, resistance, support, support. Now coming back up, we're consolidating. A falling channel would be resistance, 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 and then it'd come back down here and it'd be casually dropping down. These would be considered wicks in higher time frames. In the 1 hour, it looks nice. But watch it in the daily, it just becomes a wick. That's a wick right now. Nothing more, nothing less, because we're going to have a daily candle close and watch what happens here, likely. Or did that candle already close? No, it's 8:01 now. I don't think it's put the new candle out yet. But XDC right now, we're trying to figure out if we're in a broadening wedge or a falling channel. That little rejection there, you know, it could bolster not so great. But right now, it's just coming down to 2 hour support. Don't overlook that. Right now, it's just a wick, and that can't look like a W reversal forming here, just like XRP. So we'll get to XRP because I want to look to see where it closed. But I mean, couldn't this just be forming a reversal? So don't, just pay attention to this. Either way, we know where it's going. If it chops in here, it's coming up here. If you come down here and you ultimately get rejected, you got to come back down here to the bottom of the channel. Simplistic right now. With XRP, after the close, we're down 0.018%, so we closed at about 709. It's a good close. That's not a bad close here. Now we can show you the daily candle, how weak it is on the dump. Look at this. Remember what we talked about, what we wanted? Remember what we talked about? This is exactly what we were talking about. Look, this could, in a sense, and you might have one more dump down. Watch what could happen here. This is not uncommon because we might get a liquidity candle. Boom, boom. Now it could quickly dump down, or you could just start pushing up. But this could create that inverted head and shoulders on this candle. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Maybe it comes down a little bit farther. Maybe into here somewhere. Maybe a little bit farther and then pushes up. That's what we want to see. So the 1 hour support right now, that looks fantastic right now. Looks like a little mini bull flag's forming. Reversal of Gartley, in fact, that I wanted to talk about in the beginning. But guess what? It took me 56 minutes to get to this damn diagram. Can you believe it? Do you know how many times I've tried to get to this diagram? For anybody who doesn't know what a Gartley is. So look at this, ladies and gentlemen. We're going up in a bullish fashion, coming down. This is a wider formation. So just look at the W that we're in right now. This is coming from a downward fashion on this part. But if we look at the grand pattern up, we came up, consolidated up. This could be forming a much wider formation here. Oh, wait a minute. I went way too far down on the W. But that's more symmetrical. But that's still a tiny bit far. I know it doesn't seem like it. But this is a tiny bit farther. It came down a tiny bit farther. And it makes all the difference. And that little W reversal in the short term is a bullish Gartley. But we're coming in from the top direction. That's very bullish on a push back up. That forms a W reversal, so we need to see if this plays true. It could be a fake out, and that's what we're talking about. If we get a fake out, we have to be aware, and we would likely get rejected up here at about 733. You could have a first layer rejection in the 4 hourly, but right now this seems like more consolidatory. You could get a rejection at 711 in the 3 hour, but the 4 hour we already hit it once up here at 715. But I would like to see us get rejected up here at 733 roughly if this is bearish. So just pay attention to see if it pours out right here. And I need to put this back on. It's very important. This is why I keep putting it on in the 4 hourly. This is how you have the 65 cent uptrend. That's how we knew it's either 673 or 65. Right now, yes, I acknowledge it's looking stronger at 673, which is where we want it. But if it comes through, it's just as relevant at 65 cents. Right now, it would create a horizontal support on the bull flag. Nope, we're going to go over XLM. I just wanted to see the daily close. Just wanted to do the daily close real quick. So that candle. So push-up candles, folks. 202.9 million, 172.5 million. Breakdown. 27.5, 21.4, 37 million. This one broke down to 25 million. This doesn't seem very bullish on the breakdown. What do I always tell everybody? After a bullish breakout, you're looking for two things to continue the run. We need a heavy liquidation. That's why 3 days ago I said, XRP holders, don't panic. We need a liquidity dump to 673. That number is the most prudent way to get a real bounce because you have a horizontal support formed on a bull flag. You have the swing low of 673 forming a double bottom at the swing low at 673 on the horizontal support forming a bull flag. And that's why that breakout point right there would make a lot of sense. It could do it higher, as I acknowledge, if it does break out quicker. But if it breaks down, that's why we want it right there. That's why we want it right there. Because all the indicators line up there. But, as I acknowledge, they could very well dump it through here and have a last-ditch shakeout, maybe at the start of the FOMC meeting. But I firmly believe they're only doing 25 basis points, which could lead to a pump and risk on. And crypto, because crypto is baking in the 25 basis point rate hike right now. Don't kid yourself. So, we talked about the longer term, but now if XRP is coming up to create a short-term inverted head and shoulders, watch what would happen here on this W reversal. It's actually a thing of beauty. Bet you 100 XRP. A coin you want to stay far away. Wait a minute, I must have missed something. Hold on. The Gatman said, what is WorldCoin? I have no idea. I have no idea. So, whoops. With XRP, wouldn't this be perfect though? Let me move this down a little bit. What could be forming here, and I keep talking about the wider inverted head and shoulders, that pattern often repeats itself within the formation, folks. And the W reversals, if it's bullish, you'll end up seeing these patterns repeat. What's this? Boom, W, Gartley. What if it does this and then comes back through like that? Isn't that another inverted head and shoulders in the short time frame to validate what we're seeing on the much wider pattern? I mean, you start to see it. Then you see it here, boom, boom, breakout, consolidation, boom, boom, breakout, up. I mean, that could be the next layer. That could be what's forming right here. So we have to be paying attention. Now, it could do this and then come down, and then it's going to be something. If it does that, we're going to have to reevaluate if it breaks through 65 cents. Below that, just for transparency, below that is the 65 cents. Below that is a 613. That's the broadening wedge breakout. 585 is the pattern double top breakout. And 55 cents the pattern formation breakout before the broadening wedge was created, the much wider formation. Right now, though, I want to believe this isn't a bull flag. With everything I'm seeing, I want to believe because there's not a lot of sell pressure. And there's a lot of whales acquiring right now as well. Worldwide volume is surging. In the last 90 days. And we don't need to get the most recent article if we don't want. Oh, here we go. So this is something that's happening. Cobb, you bought the house on XRP. I think XRP, you got to make sure. I keep telling everybody, XRP, XLM, XDC, don't forget about those three in parity. But also make sure the Internet of Things and ISO tokens, you understand. XRP is the big deal, but there's a lot more that don't meet the eye. Ripple XRP becomes the most traded altcoin of 2023. Experts comment. Wait until you hear this. On Rio, you traded in your wife for XRP. Well, you know, to be fair, we need to be nice to the ladies too. They make us who we are. But I hope it was worth it. Ripple's XRP has been making headlines for many months now, with the excitement mostly circling around the case against the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. Earlier in July, Judge Annalisa Torres ruled that secondary sales of XRP do not constitute investment contracts. We already know about all this. Some exchanges are starting to relist or considering listing. But now if we look at this, XRP becomes the 2023's most traded altcoin, and it's not even close. And when you see the breakout over the last 90 days, it's incredibly crazy. What?
He wanted the cantaloupe, so I traded him the cantaloupe for an nectarine. He has the nectarine.
Oh, he does? My son is finally taking a nectarine for the first time.
That's because he tried to bite the cantaloupe.
He tried to bite a cantaloupe. He's very picky, so the fact he's starting to try to get fruits, he keeps trying to get fruits. So that's a good encouraging sign. So Julie, right now, Julie says hi, everybody. There's 125 people saying hi. She said hi. So XRP becomes 2023 most traded altcoin. Data from Analytics Resource, and Julie, your altcoin is the second most traded in 2023. Doge. Kaiko revealed, and I know what I'm doing with Doge. Elon Musk is going to try to use it as some kind of currency, like a money, a payment. So you gotta have some hands on deck there. It might be a pile of you know what, but if Elon Musk has its hold on it, there could be some further utility there, especially if he makes it a payment processor for Twitter or whatever he's calling it, X whatever. That would be huge. So data from the analytics resource Kaiko revealed that XRP has taken the spot of the most traded altcoin in 2023 so far. Top 10 traded altcoins in 2023. So as we can see, 2023 XRP's traded well over 150 billion. Well over. Solana was, oh no, Julie, yours is the third most traded. Solana's just under 100 billion. Doge is up there. And then you got BNB, Matic, and others. It's highly likely that the surge in trading volume has resulted directly from Ripple's partial win against the SEC following the most recent court case. But what I want to show you is right here. It's been a booming week for XRP. According to the Ramp Network data, XRP's worldwide volume surged by an astonishing 1,113% compared to the previous 90-day average. That's a huge spike in the last week. The number of users buying XRP through Ramp increased by 834% worldwide, while new users joining the XRP party skyrocketed by a remarkable 1,215%, demonstrating an increased interest from both the old and new guard. So that's pretty impressive when you look at that. And now I want to go into XLM because I promised it's at 14.45. We've got XLM drawn out beautifully as well. Well, that's the breakout chart. So this is the chart we don't use often, but that was our technical target and XLM fulfilled it. So we remember that. But to go into the other chart where we actually do more charting, that's the old breakout point. So I always hold that for a breakdown. This is the current formation. That would be if we had a symmetrical support. Now, it's hard with XLM. It's hard because it has a much different breakout. Lukeson, thanks for all you do, XRP Future Millionaire, for the XRP community. We truly appreciate it. God bless you and your family. We'll keep your son in prayers. Hey, amen to that. Amen to that in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Lukeson, I greatly appreciate that. I appreciate you taking the time to watch and try to educate yourself as well. So XLM, if it comes down to a more horizontal support, you could be coming down farther, but as I talked about before, I don't know why it's not in here. We had this on here yesterday. So, I mean, how do we do this? Is it going to hold here? Because XRP is. So, what I would do is probably use what we have. Because if we're going to hold, we would have to hold something like that. But we would have to come from farther down. So, where is this happening at? Because I don't like to just go from a formation. So, if it's going to hold somewhere, we're trying to figure out where that's going to be. So this is probably the most likely in the 1 hour. If we were to come from here, this would be your most likely. If this is going to come like that on an uptrending fashion. But I drew it out if we're going to have a horizontal support as if this is going to be a drawn out bull flag. But I mean, it's pick your poison because we still have ways to come down with XLM. So you can take out account the bottom and the top right. But I put that... I spliced the downtrending resistance and found it on the horizontal support where it would meet. So, I'd say XLM basically needs to get out of this channel that formed. Because if you look at it, it actually formed a channel. Resistance, support, came way up. Just confirmed the downtrending resistance on this consolidation. And then it said, you know what, let's get back where we're safe in this channel. Resistance, support. Now, is it going to hold it or is it going to come back down for the most consolidation? You don't want to really come down farther than 12.7. 12 cents is a big support, but you don't really want to come back farther if you want to hold this bull flag. So, that's XLM, so just pay attention to that. In the weekly, it still looks great, just like XRP. I mean, it had a golden cross in the daily. In the weekly, it's still got a little bit of work, but it's on top, everybody. It was on top of here. We're consolidating. Hold this formation, but your next step is to try to get back on top and hold 14.9. That's your next step. So that's XLM, you know. Bitcoin, another interesting one that we've talked about. It hit our technical target perfectly. Like, it's not just XRP. I see a lot of people calling Bitcoin a bull flag, and it's mind-boggling. It's not a bull flag. It's not a bull flag. People are getting their analysis wrong. It's a broadening wedge. It's much different. We have resistance 1, resistance 2, higher high, while simultaneously having lower low, support 1, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, lower low, lower low. Now we're going to see this pattern continue on with a third lower low and confirm the broadening wedge, that third part of it, or do we get rejected and come down to the technical target at 25,194? It's a big question here. This is where I said if you're creating the inverted head and shoulders, it would have to do this, and it came down to that area. And now we came back above 29,192, and we held it. I said yesterday it was urgent that we held the daily candle, and we closed at 29,192. It looks like we did that, at least for the first step. Yeah, Bitcoin closed over that, so it pulled itself back up the last 2 days. So we'll see what transpires here now. Am I wrong though? Am I wrong? Is that a broadening wedge, or am I just crazy? I mean, to me it looks like a broadening wedge. But I see everybody calling it a bull flag mainland YouTube, and my mind's boggled. That's how you get the 25,194 target on a breakdown, and on a break up the target's 35,917 out of the broadening wedge. The initial target's 35,054. It was 35,054. Well, we'll say 52, but it was 35,054. But now, updating it with the broadening wedge breakout, it would be 35,917. So, I mean, either or. But that looks like a broadening wedge to me. Now, am I crazy? We put this out before the bounce back and forth. I went in heavy on the other three. I'd like to diversify more now. Excellent, Brian. Join me on FOMO Fridays, when right now we're buying Casper, CSPR. It's highly undervalued, and it's going to be a sleeping giant in the future. So that's what we're buying on FOMO Fridays. We're only $100 deep right now. Only 2,500 tokens. Our goal is 10,000. Very easy to catch up to us. We just finished off 10,000 of H-bar over 9 weeks as a community. But we've already got all the other stuff. That's why when people tell me, now buy more XRP, no. Not until we're 20% below the buy-in at our appropriate buy-in. Wherever you bought it, use the same strategy. The next best buy-in for XRP is 20% below your average. And you continue doing that at a weighted buy as you go down, increasing it more. And I'm promising you, that's how you do it. We just needed to get back to the bear market to induce this strategy. I told you I'd be the happiest person in the world, and I'd be a lot funner to watch once we could accumulate again. I don't like not having XRP. So, Casper, Sean, if you're still in here, you'll like this. Casper, I talked about how we had a lot of time still, and we did. The only reason we did FOMO Fridays on H-bar instead of Casper first is because I talked about how it stood a lot more of this pattern. We have the 3 tiers, and I think a lot of people laugh at me when I do this. And I told everybody it was actually one more, but I didn't want to put it out because I already looked crazy enough. But now you can use that as the next tier. So at least now you guys can see it. So those are the resistances we've created. It's almost like the fan. But the initial target, we did H-bar because we knew we had time with Casper because it was up here when we started H-bar, let's be honest. It was up at 5 cents, 5.4, somewhere in here. And I said, we can't start with this. We were debating between Casper and H-bar. So I said, let's wait for it to start coming down. Then we finally bought it, and it broke out during this, and now it's coming back down. So now we're buying it on Friday. Hopefully it'll be within this range still. We're trying to get 10,000 tokens before we break out at 472 roughly. I want to buy 10,000 tokens in this range. That's a 200 and... right now that's a 300... No, a little bit more than that. $375 commitment. So, take that for what it's worth, ladies and gentlemen. So we're trying to buy it in this formation. So we knew we had a lot of consolidation here. So that's what we're looking at for Casper. We want it to get rejected here. We want to get rejected. We don't want that golden cross to form. It's too early. For our sake, we want this to fill out and start consolidating. It would be the best case scenario because we just had a breakout of the actual descending triangle. The best case scenario now is to come through here like this and hit this level. Bounce off this, prove the support, and bounce out. Jordan, one day I'll go in deeper with Casper. I promise we'll go in deeper with Casper. But right now I've been on for over an hour and 14 minutes. My voice is tired and I don't want to waste I can't waste any more of my speaking, but Sean could speak of it if he wants. Some other people that are very fond of it. But I'll do an update just on Casper with the technology and the reasons why it's so important. But it is very important. Algo is at 1098. This is one we're going to decide if we're going to start buying this week, or I'm just going to start buying. I might just do, for transparency, $100 a week. That's what I'm going to do. Right now it's $100 a week in Casper. So $100 a week in Casper until we finish buying, because it's urgent. So in 4 weeks we should be done with Casper, and then we'll get on to Algo. Algo, we're looking at if this is an inverted head and shoulders, but the other potential is this gets rejected like it looks like it's going to, because it's in the similar hot water as XRP was. It could drop down here and form the head either here at 666, ironically, or 244. So we're still waiting on Algo. It came below the breakout. We had a long-term breakout that it's using as resistance right now. So that's that being said. And then, oh, no problem, Jordan. No problem. I will touch base on it a lot, I promise. And then going back to XRP, because I'm getting exhausted, guys. I'm about to end it here. I appreciate everybody. 167 likes, unless you have something to add. If you appreciate my work, consider joining Tom's Army. Or if you appreciate what I do, you can always send a YouTube super chat. Everybody, I apologize. I've gotten a message a few times about why don't you leave your exchanges you use. So we all know Uphold. But right now, I'm sharing more about FEMX because we can take advantage of what they're offering. Until July, what is it? I think it just passed. Nope, that one passed. But right now, they're giving I don't know, you can get airdrops and stuff on there, but they have very low maker fees. But in the USA, you don't need a VPN. That's the main thing. You don't need a VPN, and you only need to do a KYC if you're using their exchange to use a bank account or to use like a credit card or whatever, which you would want to do a KYC. But no VPN necessary, and you don't need a KYC if you're just sending like I did from Uphold. I sent some of my spare XRP because I have a little bit over 12,222, but what I talk about is not part of my everyday purchases. I use XRP to buy stuff a lot too. I've talked about that in the past. The 12,222 is what I use for not everyday use case. See, I have a use case every single day that I am using in the USA. As much as they tell you it's not available, it is. I use it every day. So, when I need to buy something over online. So that is how you can use FEMX. I don't even know if I did that properly. But you don't need to use a VPN in the USA. They have XRP. That's better. They have XRP. And you can buy it in the USA. They were allowing you to buy it even before it was ruled not a security. And in the volatile moments, the other reason I like to have money liquid there is if I need to add something, when Uphold was down, FEMX was still working during that entire run in the bull, the entire mini run up, the 94% move, but that parabolic day XRP had amongst XLM as well, it stayed up the entire time. Uphold had many times where it went down. I trust Uphold the most with my money holdings, but if you're looking for high times of volatility, I'm telling you right now, have exchanges at your disposal and do what I do. I'm not affiliated, I'm not a partner, I'm just sharing what I use. That's it. And then with Uphold, you keep it there for safekeepings. They've created their own personal wallets. They're Web3 enabled. And they're up to date on the tax law. FEMX also sends you a 1099. So, pay attention to that, everybody. Pay attention to that. And I would use it. I would keep it at your disposal. Even if you don't put any money on it. Click on that fucking link. Excuse my French. And keep that as an on-off ramp. You need on-off ramps in the USA. And then I have Kraken, which I'm not going to share the link because you can do this yourself. I use that as a way to withdraw my money. I don't use Kraken at all, except I will send USDT after I sell out my profits. And I will send it to Kraken. And on the same day, if it's a weekday, it goes to your bank in the USA. And I've done it for thousands of dollars. So, you have to have as many options as possible. In the UK, fuck man, if I was in the UK, I'd be using BitGet and or MEXC. That's in the video description is below as well. Those are my favorite exchanges to use as far as usability. BitGet especially. But right now in the USA, due to regulations, they didn't have the balls to stay fit. Maybe one day they will. So that's that, folks. With VeChain, and thanks everybody for sticking around till the end, because as you know, I'm about to get off. Wow, another donation, $10 from, hey, he's eating a nectarine. My son is actually eating a nectarine, and he's very picky. High five, mama. So he's a fruit person?
Because they're Bullish.
That's fine. If he wants to eat fruit, that's what I want.
Should I send it to him?
Yeah, my camera's on. Too big. Too big. Oh, I thought it was going to be too big. Yeah, I told you. Good. Ah, that's exciting times. It's exciting times. I'm glad it looks good too. I liked it. Ron D, thank you much for your time and knowledge. You are one of the few that I follow. Wow, Ron, thank you so much for that. Not just that, to send $10 of your hard-earned money, it always catches me off guard. So I don't talk about donations a lot during the live stream. I'll mention it once or twice just to show if you want to show appreciation, but to show your hard-earned money like that's incredibly generous. Yeah, VeChain, like I talked about yesterday, is coming down. I did a silent update at the end. We're going to try to finish off this pattern and confirm it. And it's either going to route here and hook out, but I think it could come down here and confirm the end part of this pattern. It really could. The uptrending support needs another tap down here. So that's what I'm seeing with VeChain. Good job looking at that. Because it's had a death cross, as we talked about yesterday on the 4 hourly. So you could come up real quickly to get a rejection at 187. But this W would be the only way to really pull out of this. So yeah, VeChain is trying to make a move down, it looks like. Down into this 174 area is where I think would be a good spot. VeChain is forming a bull flag though here, and an inverted head and shoulders. It's not uncommon for it to come touch support on the inverted right arm. But great call. I am from, you're from Traverse City, Levi. I'm in Clawson, which is Oakland County. Yeah, you're north of me by a few hours. We love Traverse City. I can't wait to, maybe we could have a drink if I'm ever up in Traverse City, because me and Julie want to make it a mission to get up there for the, we want to go up there for a 4th of July festival. But Julie, you know, as she's recovering, but one day it's our mission to get out there. It'd be excellent. Would love one day to meet some of you guys and gals. There's a lot of people in here, Curtis, from the UK. Mark Harris, good evening. Wow, we have 176 likes. That's incredible. Thank everybody. Thanks you for sticking around at the end. So yeah, that's VeChain. And on the lives, as you know, we go back and forth through the charts. With Doge, just to cover all the bases, Doge is at 812, and it's perfectly breaking out of our level of our formation. Like, it's got the inverted arm. This is the inverted right arm, the inverted right shoulder. So it looks like it's poised to come up to like that 9-4 possibly. So if you hold Doge, get ready. It's ultra fun. That's why I love that through Julie's wallet, we have 10,054 tokens of Doge. And she made a remarkable buy a long time ago. We made a remarkable sale when it was up on the Saturday Night Live hype train. She sold it that night. And she bought it when it had multiple zeros in front of it for $50. And to put it in perspective, it turned into how much, Julie? Over 1,000 at one point?
I don't remember.
Yeah, because we have the exact amount you had. Just a little bit more than you had. So it's crazy how much it turned into. But she turned it in. So she has 10,000. I upped it a little bit because I think she had like 7,000 or 8,000 tokens. I upped it by 20, just over 2,000 tokens, because you know my rule. I like to have 10,000 tokens. And then I sent it back to her on Robinhood. Once they allowed me to send it from my wallet, they allowed Dogecoin to be sent from any wallet to their exchange. So now Julie owns it. And I bought it back at 6.5, but when we sent it back to the exchange, she's got it now. So she's got her 10,054.
Does
Oh, 10,085. Beautiful.
185.
Oh, 10,185. Thank you, Julie.
In 93. 0.93.
And like when I sent it to her, it was at 0.093. So to her, it looks like a loss, but to me, when I bought it, it was at 0.065. But to her, long term, when she first bought it, she used that money just to rebuy. That's all I did. I used that money and rebought. And then I gave it back to her when the time was right. And now she's holding on to it forever. She'll never sell. So if Dogecoin ever finds its way up to a crazy amount, you know we'll be rich on it because she never sells. She never looks at it. She's happy today because she got an alert on her phone. So we'll cover Doge. We'll cover Doge a lot more as we go through this parody. But Doge had its breakout. That's why I wasn't willing to change that. It had all these parabolic moves, but the bottom line is it never used this as a real resistance. What it's done now is it formed like a second tier resistance. You could even come from way up here. You've got something like that forming. So it's a much wider pattern though. You can come from way farther back. Eventually this is going to have a bullish reversal here. So I personally am a big fan of Doge. A lot of people know I had a channel before I put all my efforts into this one. I actually didn't know it was going to happen, but I made partner on a channel I called Dogecoin and You. I still have it. Still have the channel. I just haven't put out content in a long time. I like to just put everything here. But that channel, you know, it got a lot of followers. A lot of people like Doge. And I like Doge, so I was covering it. Trying to tell people to get rid of it. And they got mad at me, but, you know, I was trying to do what I did for the XRP community there because Julie loves Doge, so it gives me a bigger love for Doge. So, if you can't support your significant other, you can't support anybody. Maybe you should have Tom help with getting XRP in New York. He can buy for you, then send your Coinbase. No, I can't do that. I wouldn't do that. 6, that would be too much pressure, dude. Just let it... You're putting too much out there. That's too much. It's too much. But I mean, if you want to volunteer your services, but that's the thing, like, even if you can trust somebody, what if something happens on one end or the other? You know, what if somebody's just using that to get all of your, you know, whatever. You know, just don't put yourself out to that. But yeah, it's been a great live, everybody. I thank everybody for tuning in. I've covered everything I can possibly cover. Oh, the only thing is the DXY. The DXY. We're getting rejected right now on the weekly. That's why it was important for me to cover it today. We need to see if we break past the 101 spot 43 or if we break down from here. That's a bit, or on the daily. That's a big resistance on the daily. So, but that looks like a little bit of a V shape, but that's a much bigger breakdown here. So we'll see what happens here. In the 4 hourly, we've had a bullish cross. We're on top of things. So I don't like to buy in a breakout. I don't like to buy in a breakout. I like to buy in and be firmly positioned before. That's why FOMO Fridays was on H-bar when it was still in the midst of a big breakdown. And same thing with Casper in the midst of a breakdown after a run up. Coming back to its lower lows. So that's how we approach it here. We don't buy the breakout. We buy the breakdown. Even if it takes, like XRP's case, it took us almost 2 years to buy that. We're very proficient. We're like snipers. So if you appreciate my work, join Tom's Army. One day I hope to see every single one of you part of Tom's Army. Since I don't do any kind of promotions, advertisement, or sponsorship, so you can have a free viewing experience. And if you join Tom's Army, that means I've done a hell of a job along the way. For that, I thank each and every one of you. We look like we're putting in kind of a bear flag here in the total crypto market cap. But remember, XRP was running a little opposed to all of this. And if we get rejected here and have a death cross in the 4 hourly, we'll see what happens. If we get rejected here, the technical target down is 1.095. Bull flag would be a horizontal hold, basically. And it would also retest the breakout point of that V-shaped recovery. That's why 1.095. And yes, I know it doesn't look like a V-shape, but it is on an inverted head and shoulders, folks. Remember, if it's looking like something all across the board, something's going on. This looks like a lot of these drop down, made a head, came up, creates an arm, and then they look like they're getting ready. Like, we have to pay attention to this. This looks like a breakout getting ready. This has also formed a broadening wedge, just like Bitcoin. In the short term. I guess I could put this up. It looks like it actually has formed some kind of weird wedge here. Fuck. How would you even do this one? We could do it in the 4 hourly and just be like, we came here and just coming through the wedge. But see that, you could do it like that. That's a tough one. That looks like it's starting to wedge though. Or maybe not a wedge. It's trying to form some kind of weird flag here, but it might be a broadening wedge forming. But it definitely formed a bear flag here. A rejection here at 1139, a resistance. You're getting rejected and you're coming down pretty far. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you very much. I thank you for all the support, the 184 likes, and everybody who donated, everybody who's a fan. I can't thank you enough. I'll see you tomorrow night at likely 7:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as long as everything works out. And it gives us time to talk for a good hour, hour and a half, as I'm liking this time slot. And I'm liking the fact that we can talk to everybody. Have a good night, everybody, and stay blessed.